everyone. Welcome to Uptown Studios Live today. We're going to bring in Amanda Sanchez and talk about Design Week Sacramento. One of my favorite weeks. I can't believe that it's here already, but if you're a graphic designer, a web designer, a designer of any, if you're creative, there are so many special things that are happening here in Sacramento that I want to make sure that you know about this whole week. Just this morning, we had a human-centered design training, and it went really well. We have a couple of pictures from this morning. Bex, do you have those yet? Our producer? And she was working on them. Maybe she doesn't have them yet. So Amanda, come in here and bring a chair. She's going to come in here. We were having some connection. She went from the training on human-centered design to this. So she's just going to roll in here and sit next to me. And then we'll be all close and comfortable. Why don't you put up the graphic for Design Week? All the events that are happening. And we'll start with that. There it is. So a mentorship panel was on yesterday, and then there was a restaurant showcase. This morning was the Brain Trust, which was a human-centered design workshop that was hosted by Kristen Stoss here at Uptown Studios. And there were probably 20 people here. The next up is office hours, and I'm going to let Amanda take over because she knows that's happening at noon today.
Yeah,
and you can take your mask off.
Okay. So we have a UX office hours event today at noon. That's a virtual event. You can join through our website and it will connect you to the Zoom.
And we'll show you the website in just a second.
And then we have a wine and wireframes networking event tonight that is at Baker Family Wines in West Sacramento.
There's a charge for that.
It's you can either get a free ticket, or you can pay the $10 ticket fee, and it comes with a glass of wine.
Ah, awesome!
Yeah.
Awesome. And then tomorrow.
Wednesday is International Print Day, so we are celebrating that by hosting a paper making workshop here at Uptown.
Uptown Studios, and Jill Bruschetta is hosting that.
Yeah.
She has a Master's of Fine Art and she is a paper maker. Really awesome, really incredible.
Yeah, so that will be tomorrow at 9, and then we're going to go back virtual, and we're going to do a letterpress workshop at Delta Letterpress. Bridget Lewis is going to be hosting that one. And then that night we are going to Evolution Digital, and we're doing a print shop tour there at 6 p.m. And all of the tickets are on our website.
And those are really fun, especially for graphic designers, because so much of the time you don't really have access out to the printers to see all the stages and the processes of getting your beautifully designed piece produced. So let's go back to the week, and then Amanda's going to go through the rest of the week.
So on Thursday, we are going to do a live design session with Identity Boutique. That's going to be a virtual session, and they're going to talk about some of their pain points on their e-commerce site and how they can work with designers to improve that. And then we have another virtual event. It's a transitioning into UX workshop. So a lot of designers are deciding to make the transition into doing more a user experience design.
And web design, yeah?
Yeah, design. I think because we're just going to a more virtual environment in general.
Well, and most of the businesses I know, they're getting a lot more calls for web design.
Yeah, websites.
Yeah,
I think especially with like the restaurant and hospitality fields have had to go to a more of a web-based services as well.
Sure.
And then later that night, we are going to Goodside Coffee, and Donnie Ramsey, who goes by Don is Dope on social media, he completed a mural for Spike Lee's film studio in Brooklyn, and so he will be talking about his process and his project.
And where is that again?
Good Side Coffee.
And
it's
where?
in Midtown.
Midtown. Okay.
I would need
Good
to know
side.
the address.
Good
But
side. Oh no.
it's,
Yeah. Okay. And you can
it's
get
in
more.
Midtown.
And you can get more information on the website. And then we've got Friday, which is the last. Oh, not the last day. Friday.
Not the last day. So Friday, we are doing a morning networking job hunt event. So if you are looking for a job, or if you are hiring a creative, that would be a great place to meet. It's at 9 a.m. at Old Soul in Capitol Mall.
I have to jump in here because we have a job opening at Uptown Studios.
See, there you go.
You know, it's like we're going to have to go. We have an
opportunity.
Opening for a marketing strategist with copywriting experience and Google experience.
Oh,
so we're going to be there. We're going to be talking about the job opening.
Awesome. So that's at at Old Soul Capitol Mall, and tickets for that are $5 each, and you get a cup of coffee and a pastry. And then in the afternoon, we are doing a virtual graphic design office hours event. So we have somebody from VSP and Rayleigh's and Darcy Self from RSE will be hosting that. And they're just going to be reviewing portfolios, answering questions, offering advice to anybody who is interested in getting into the field of graphic.
And where is that going to happen?
Virtual. So
that's
on
virtual.
Zoom. Yeah.
So how are they sharing? Just share their screen and share their
share their screen, and then I think they're going to break out into breakout rooms. Depending on if you want to do more corporate work or if you want to get into more of a studio setting.
And then the last day is Saturday.
And that is going to be back here at Uptown Studios. We are going to do an animation film festival. So we had about 10 people submit videos that we will be screening at the event. And then we are also going to have tacos and wine. Itineral Cellars is donating wine for the events. We're very grateful for them.
They're one of our clients. They're awesome.
Oh awesome.
My gosh. Yeah. So we
perfect.
We didn't have to squeeze too hard. She is just like such an awesome person, Jill Assur at Itineral Wine Cellars.
Awesome.
So that's here at Uptown Studios.
And that's our
So what kind of animations are they showing? Is it like short films or is it just
short
animations?
Films, and then we actually have quite a few projects came from Sierra College. So thank you to Natalie there for helping get more students involved. So
I know Natalie.
Yeah.
Hey, Natalie, thanks for being involved. You know, it takes all of us to help out.
Yeah, so she's been great. And so we've got a lot of people. We had 10 people
submit. That's awesome.
So it's really cool.
That's really, really cool.
Yeah, that'd be a lot of fun.
Animation is really happening these days. It's like if you're an animator and you want some work, call me.
I'm ringing my daughter because she cannot wait to watch all of the videos. So
that's so cool.
Yeah.
And eat tacos.
Yeah, and eat tacos.
You know,
maybe not drink the wine.
No, maybe
but eat tacos.
No, don't. And then here at Uptown Studios, we have this great big overhead door. So we're going to have the door open and the fan on. So we'll have lots of fresh air. I think that are you requiring masks at all of your events?
Yes. So if you're not eating food and drinking wine or water, then wear a mask. There should be about 50 people there, so it won't be a really big event where there's a ton of people all crowded in. And it's just really a celebration as well of closing out another year of Design Week. So there'll be, it's more of a mixer, and then there will be videos too.
Okay, so I know that you applied for a job here, and and right after that, pretty close after that, you started Design Week. So tell me that road that you took, because I think that this is such an incredible thing, and we're happy to help in all that you do.
Yeah, no, and thank you for all of your support too. It's been amazing. So in 2017, I actually graduated from Sierra College with a degree in applied art and design. And then I think right after that, I went to that mentorship Mondays event.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah.
I met you there.
Yeah.
And we talked. And I remember saying I was going to charge a rate for my work. And you said you were
No.
charging way too low.
Don't
You
do
need
it.
to
I said,
increase
yeah.
your rate.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow.
Okay, I like this person.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And it was during that time that I was trying to look for work, and it can be very overwhelming when you look at all the design firms and all the studios here. And I heard somebody say that they receive like hundreds of portfolios per day from people trying to look for work. And so I was really thinking, like, how can we improve this? How can we get more creatives to meet more hiring managers, more people who are actually hiring them? Because it is very overwhelming, and it can be daunting to apply for a bunch of jobs and get turned
depressing.
down.
Depressing.
It's very depressing.
It's like getting that call that says, "Oh my gosh, you did really good. You came in number 2."
Yeah, you're not quite there, but you did good.
Horrible, and it's horrible for us too as the hiring people, because you get to see a lot of really good people, and it's just like you just have one job.
Yeah, it's hard. And I am a stay-at-home mom. I have 2 small children, and I work from home. So a lot of the time I just felt very isolated, and that I didn't really have a community. So all of that kind of
so she
coming
created
together.
her own community.
I was like, well,
so I don't know. I'll just build my own.
Yeah.
It's like, so nobody's hiring me. You know what? That's pretty much the way I started Uptown Studios. No one would hire me, so I started my own business.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of
and
designers.
It grew and grew,
and now I'm the employer. It's like, no,
Wait,
I started out as a graphic designer, and now I'm the employer. It's like, over 30 years, it's just really changed. Your job,
changes, for sure.
So now, how much design work are you doing?
I still have a few clients. I do web design mostly. So when I started, it was more of a broad range. I did a lot of different work, and then over time, I realized that I kept getting more of the web design jobs,
so you better get
and
good.
I enjoyed it.
You better get good. Well,
working
design
on
is
it.
design, right?
Yeah.
Right. Except with web, then you have movement.
Right.
So it's
and
like
you
another
can
layer.
get that instant gratification too, which is always nice.
Yeah, it is. So so you design websites. Are you in what program do you use?
I use mainly WordPress and Squarespace. Is what I normally
So
work in.
when you're designing, are you designing in the program, or are you using something like Adobe XD?
I use paper, first of all.
Okay.
And then I go to Adobe XD and create wireframes, and go back and forth and prototypes. And then I go to Envision, and I work with the client directly on them, so we can get the whole process down. And then once my
dog is here.
Hi. Once I get everything down into where I want it to be, then I will go into either WordPress or Squarespace and find a theme that would fit that. Yeah. And I usually start from scratch and use their tools basically to build the site.
Yeah. We don't do any sites that are templates anymore. We've created our own base template, which is just empty.
Oh, yeah.
And we build everything from scratch. And I think that, most designers will start with templates because that's the easy way to learn. And then you start figuring out, it's like, oh, that developer is no longer available. They're making changes and the site is broken. So that's when you start switching to creating your own templates so that you don't have to deal with that developer vanishing.
Or to deal with the restraints, right? So if you're building in like a Squarespace or something like that, you get more of the restraints of like, you could do this, but it would need to be more of a custom built site.
Yeah.
And I personally don't have the time to do all of that and the range to do that. So that's when you would need to go talk to a developer or somebody who can really build that site from scratch. Yeah. I mainly work with nonprofits who don't have that kind of budget and need more of a I also like to design the website and then to let them build it from there. And
okay, so they find a developer.
And take it on from there.
So you're not doing the development. You're just
no, I'm doing more.
So
more of the design
in Design
part.
Week, because you're meeting so many people, what are they saying? What are designers saying? Are there not enough jobs? Are there not enough trained people that are qualified? What are you seeing? Because you're having access to so many people now.
I think overwhelmingly right now, especially with the pandemic and everything that has happened, everybody is looking for work.
Yeah.
A lot of the people our biggest audience is also college graduates, emerging designers. And so they really come to us for the networking, for the connections, and for our programming as well. We have a mentorship program, and we offer panels and lectures all throughout the year.
Sign me up for the mentorship.
Yeah, of course.
Happy to mentor some people. I think that the thing that I'm seeing is that there's no internships, especially during the pandemic. Here at Uptown Studios, we have 2 people that are in the office, and everybody else is working remotely. So having an intern is really a challenge because most interns really need that hands-on help. So it's hard to have interns. It's really hard.
That is, we are hoping to start working more with Sac State and the other schools in our area to create more internships, or at least to work with the internship department who may not know all of the internships available, all of the design firms available, all the work available. But I'm hearing from both sides. I'm hearing that there are a lot of people looking for work, and then I'm also hearing there are a lot of people looking for creatives. I get a ton of emails all the time about, I need a designer for this job. I'm like, okay.
You need to start charging.
Let's start here.
You need to start charging.
Well, our idea is to build a job board and a directory so that is more automated, and we can help curate that more.
Yeah, I think that's an excellent thing, especially for here in town. Yeah,
so we just got a grant through the California Arts Council to build that, basically. So the grant would cover our new website, which will have a job board and a directory, networking events, quarterly networking events, and then to also further develop our mentorship program. So it is more immersive, and so both sides get more of a benefit.
And so you have created Design Week as a 501c3, a nonprofit.
Right. So we actually formed as a Design Sacramento in 2019, and then earlier this year, it's been so weird. This year, we formed the Capital Creative Alliance. So that's 4 different groups all came together as one.
Oh, good.
So Creativity Plus Sacramento.
I know that I have reached out and used people within the group on our poster campaigns.
Oh, right.
So we did a poster campaign when all the protests were happening in 2020. We put a call out because we wanted to put posters up throughout town about Black Lives Matter and all the protests. And we got something like 26 designers that created posters. Fruit Ridge Printing donated all the printing, and we designed we covered all of the management of the whole program. And then we did the vote, and then vaccine. So we did a vote poster, and then we did a vaccine poster. So, and if you're looking to meet people, building relationships is the best way to get a job. And if you can find access to people like me to meet them, the people that are hiring, you need to go to those things. You need to go to those things and meet them and say, hi, I admire you, blah, 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 blah. Whatever you're going to say. And I'd love to buy you coffee. If we could have a 15-minute Zoom or something, I have some questions I'd love to ask you. Most of us in the field will say yes. I'm happy to meet with somebody and help them out in their career.
I have yet to be turned down from an employer side. I have yet to have anyone in our community saying, you know what,
Yeah.
No,
It's
now is not the
because we
time.
know
Yeah.
we know how hard it
What
is
it's
to get
like.
a job,
Yeah.
and how hard it is to keep a job, and how hard it is to find the right culture that you want to work with.
I think that's a big part of it, is that there are so many, design studios, marketing firms here, that you really do need to find a place that you feel like you fit
Mm-hmm.
the right
Mm-hmm.
culture.
Mm-hmm.
I will say that I researched Uptown Studios when I went to that mentorship event,
Yeah.
and then I was like, I'm going to find Tina, and I'm going to meet her,
And she
I'm
did.
going to convince her to hire me.
Yeah.
Part of that worked now. And so I think, and it was because of the culture that you have
Yeah.
created here. It's because of the work that you do here. I was more interested in doing more social work and doing more,
Yeah, and we do.
supporting more
Yeah,
causes.
our
And so that's
tagline
why.
is Designs for Social Change. So we're really into finding these campaigns that are going to get young people to wear a life jacket in the river. It's don't use meth. Don't use fentanyl. It's like all of these really meaty campaigns where you're saving lives. It really is. We're making a difference. But we also have corporate work. When I do corporate work, I say to them, do you have a community giving policy? And if they don't, I teach them how to give back and use that as their marketing. So I don't work with corporations that don't give back. They have to give back, or I don't want to work with them.
I think that's awesome that you said I teach them to do that, because
yes,
a lot of people just say,
oh,
okay,
no,
then I won't work with you. Well, that's not changing anything.
No, that
just
doesn't
keeps
change
it the same.
anything. And what we know is that if I can teach you how to give back to community, we use that as your marketing, and then you shine. Your company is going to shine because you showed up at Run to Feed the Hungry and you had a crew of people, or you showed up at a food bank, or at the dog shelter.
Right.
Here's a great story. One time we were going to donate some work to the SPCA. And I said, well, we'll donate it. We'll donate a video to you, but you have to bring 9 puppies into the office. This is back when we were in the office. So we had 2 hours of 9 puppies and totally destroyed the office. There was pee everywhere, and everybody stopped working, but it was like the best time ever.
Yeah,
you
for
know,
sure.
And it's like thinking of outside the box. And then we had pictures galore on our social media, and it was just blowing up because everybody thought that was so cool. So we won, they won, and the team won. Everybody had a great time. It's that kind of stuff.
I think it's building more of the relationships, building more of the partners. So it's not just a client,
yes.
A designer relationship. It really is like a partnership. You are forming.
So a tip for you all, if you are a designer, a web, or you're anywhere in that circle of creatives, join Design Week and are there memberships?
There's not. We are
soon.
That is part of it. That is part of the grant, is to also have a membership portal. But you can follow us on Capital Creative Alliance, and that's probably where you'd get all of our events that are happening throughout the year. So we will have our Design Week through this month, this week, and then we will have a couple of events through the end of the year, and then we'll really kickstart our programming again in 2022.
Okay, Bex, do you have some photos of the event this morning that you can put up there? Yeah, there it is.
Go.
So why don't you talk through what was happening here?
So here we did our Brain Trust event earlier this morning. Kristen led it, and we really were talking about how to build a better Capital Creative Alliance, right? So like, how can we, or how might we think about, how we see creatives, and what creatives need, and then how we can better build our organization to serve them.
So I want to put up the list again for the week, and I don't know if you can scroll the website across the bottom of that too, but this is This is something that is really important for anyone that's creative. And like Amanda is saying, it's like go and meet your people, meet your peers, meet your cohorts, find a mentor, meet people that own companies that just pick their brains, have a beer with them or a glass of wine or a cup of coffee, and if you click with them, ask them for another Zoom meeting. See if you can't set up a separate meeting. That's what Design Week is all about. It is about meeting other people that are in your situation and at different levels.
Yeah, I will say, while we do have a couple of events that are geared more towards networking, at our restaurant showcase last night, I overheard two people talking. One guy was saying, I can't hire this person at this time, but if you want to check out their work, you can go to their website. And so they were just chatting about, and it was just
here's
like,
a good person.
Yeah,
here's a great person. You should. I can't hire him, but here
you great fit.
Yeah,
and it's those kind of just like natural connections that happen. I know in one of our events, people were posting their portfolios, their LinkedIn accounts. So even though not every event is geared towards networking or making a connection or building a relationship, those just tend to happen. It just naturally happens.
And a good tip is if you go and you're listening to a panelist and one of them particularly sparks an interest in you, send them an email and say how much you enjoyed it and I'd love to have coffee with you. That's the way that I have built all my relationships.
Yeah.
It is like I'll find somebody and I'll say, I find that you're really interesting. Can we have coffee? I'd love to just get to know you better. And, almost always they say, sure, I'd love to.
Yeah.
Right? And then you start a relationship.
That's how I started all mine. I emailed a bunch of people, or I went to a creative mornings, or I went to an event and I met people and I met people and I met people and I met people. And now it's like, if I want to host an event, I know I can call up Tina, I can call up Megan at Honey, I can call up anyone really and ask them to host an event. And like I said, have yet to actually be turned down.
I think Kristen is on your committee, isn't she?
Kristen's our development director, so she is helping us with the fundraising and getting funding so that we can continue to serve and we can continue to have our free events. And
that's the part that fund development is, that raising the money so eventually you can pay people for things that they're doing. But right now it's all donated. People are just donating their time. They're meeting people. We try to say that it has to be three things. It has to be easy to do, it has to look like fun, and it's going to make you more popular. Well, Design Week is easy, fun, and popular. You need to show up. You need to show up and meet some of these people. They're wonderful, wonderful. And all layers, from I'm just starting college to people like me. I've been in business for 45 years. So it's all over the place.
Definitely covers a spectrum, and I think that's what's great about our events, is that you can have a wide range of the people there.
Okay, so we have 1 minute left. What do you look at the camera and tell people what they need to do?
So go on to our website at designweeksac.com, register for the events. Even if you can't get on there to register, just show up and come to our events.
Just show up.
Just show up. Just
show up and bring some business cards.
Yes.
And if you don't have business cards, take other people's business cards and then email them back, right? If you don't have a business card, and bring a mask. Everybody's wearing masks, so we want people to be careful. So when this one is done, you're going to take some time off and then start again.
No, after the Design Week's over, we have our board meeting and our leadership meeting, and then we have an event in November and December, and then we'll be right back in January. So
Okay,
no time
so
off yet.
keep the website handy and sign up for their notifications, because these are things that you really need to go to, and they're really fun, and they're really great people, and they're so creative.
Oh,
Oh my
you.
God! Thank you for joining us. All right, everybody. I'll see you next Tuesday, 11 o'clock, same place. Bye bye.